You can't do it all, so do what matters. If you're trying to do everything right now, at work or in life, this is where things start to break down. By the end of this, you'll have a simple way to step back, focus on what actually matters, and make better decisions about what moves, what waits, and what stops. If you're trying to improve how you lead, how you perform, and how you live day to day, this is for you. In each episode, you'll get real examples from work, training, and life, and a simple way to apply them so you can focus on what actually matters and follow through. This is Own, Move, Anchor. Own your mind, your decisions, your standards. Move your body, build strength and resilience. Anchor your life with values, faith, and direction. Let's get into it. You start to see a pattern when you've been around portfolios long enough. It's not the organizations don't have good ideas, they do. It's not that teams aren't working hard, they are. The problem is we try to do too much. We say yes to everything. Every request sounds important. Everything gets a yes. Then we move straight into requirements before they're really defined what done looks like or what the customer actually needs. That's where things can start to drift. There's a lot of activity, a lot of data, a lot of reports, a lot of meetings. And then when we step back, we see a kind of a delivery that we expected, but it doesn't happen. We're putting the effort, but it's maybe not translating into outcomes. It's not just a portfolio problem. It shows up the same way in life. We say yes to too many things: work, family, opportunities, obligations. We don't always stop to ask what actually matters. We have the capacity to do well, or do we? So we stay busy, but we don't always move forward. I've been part of that from both sides. Early in my incident management days, I leaned hard into process. I believed in it, and I still do. But I pushed it onto teams before they were ready. An example, our police and fire partners, they weren't ready to bring in third parties, right? That we thought we should. We knew we could help. We knew we could make things more efficient and safer for these planned events, but they weren't there yet, right? At the time, I thought I was doing the right thing. Looking back, I wasn't being disciplined. I was being too rigid. The second piece here, what changed for me was learning to adjust. Let the teams help shape how the plan comes together. Fit the process to the people instead of forcing people into it. Take it one step at a time and listen more. You can't force everything into a structure just because it makes sense on paper. You have to deal with reality. Now let's look back at the portfolio level where reality shows up very quickly. You build a clean, well-aligned portfolio on paper. Everything ties back to strategy. Funding is in place. Timelines make sense. But if it doesn't match capacity, it won't hold. That's true in portfolios, and it's true in our own schedule. You can plan a full day, a full week, a full set of goals, but if it doesn't match your time, your energy, or your ability to follow through, it'll break down in the same way. Third piece, this is the decision point. What moves, what waits, and what stops? I've been in rooms where everything looked fine on a slide, but you could feel the strain in the conversation. Too much work, not enough capacity. No one wanting to be the one to say we need to stop something. Over time, I've stopped treating the plan as the source of truth. I pay attention to the people. You can hear it in how they respond. You can see it in their body language. You can tell when the team is stretched before any report catches up. That is where capacity becomes real. Not who is assigned to what, but what people actually have available. Because a fully allocated resource on paper is not a fully available person in real life. There are meetings, operational issues, interruptions, everything else that doesn't show up cleanly in a plan, like what's going on outside of work. Even something simple like looking at near real-time percentage of effort across projects for like your team members. Not to be perfect, just to lead across the whole portfolio, right? Because once you see it, you have to make a decision. I've had to make that call before. We're moving forward on a program, momentum's there, expectations are set, but the foundation just wasn't ready. Right? We needed more time to align teams, more time for change management, more time to build something that could actually work. So we stopped, we regrouped, we let leadership decide, right? When do we want to start moving again? And that's not easy, right? But pushing forward when you know the system isn't ready can cost more and cause more issues in the long run. It also shows up in how we communicate, right? We spend a lot of time explaining things that don't help move decisions forward. Long updates, lots of detail. What leaders really want is straightforward. What should I be aware of? What's working? Where are the problems? What can we do next and why? We spend a lot of time reporting activity. What leaders need is a clear understanding of what's being delivered and what impact it's having. If we can't connect the work to outcomes, it becomes hard to defend and even harder to prioritize. Being involved in enterprise level roadmap planning over the past few years has changed how I look at this, right? I start to see across everything, not just your program or your team, but the full body of work. You see where things are going to collide, where people are going to get stretched, where priorities are going to compete. Once you see it, your role shifts, or it has to, it should, where you're not just mapping the work out, you're helping shape better outcomes, better decisions, a better roadmap for everybody that's going to be involved. And there's opportunity here, right? We don't need to plan more. We need to plan better by planning less. Focus on fewer things, do them well, finish them. This is where this connects for me. Own, move, anchor. Own what actually matters. Move on what work that creates real outcomes. Anchor to what you can realistically sustain. Not everything, the right things. Status plays into this too, right? If people feel like they have to report everything as perfect, you won't necessarily get the truth. And if you don't have the truth, you can't make good decisions. That's not a project management problem. That's a leadership problem, right? We need to know it's okay to say something is off and ask for help early. At this point, my standard is simple. Stay objective, be transparent, and remember that hope is not a plan. If you're organizing portfolios, programs, or projects, or just your own time and energy, keep the big picture. Look at where things really are. Take a hard look at what's actually getting done. Be honest about what can actually be delivered next. Not everything, but what matters. And keep owning your mind, moving your body, anchoring your spirit. 3 pillars, 1 powerful you. Godspeed, y'all. Take one thing from today and apply it this week. Not everything, one thing done well. Look at what's real, decide what matters, and follow through. Own your mind, move your body, anchor your spirit. 3 pillars, 1 powerful you. If you're getting value from the show, leave a review and share it with someone who needs it. You can follow along on X and Instagram at @TheKevinPennell, on YouTube at OwnMoveAnchor Today, and the website ownmoveanchor.com.